Hi, in this session we are going to talk about overseas smart city projects in Korea. Before we talk about overseas activities, let me first introduce a few cases of smart cities in Korea. The images and information used here are based on the brochure from the Smart City Korea website. Seoul, the capital city of Korea, is home to 20% of the national population. And it is one of the leading smart cities in the world. Seoul received high score in the Smart City Technology Evaluation by McKinsey Global Research Institute in 2018. And Incheon. Incheon is the gateway city to Korea. The Incheon Free Economic Zone introduced the smart city concept in Korea. And a new city-type smart city project is centered on Songdo. And now we have Busan. Busan is aiming for a green smart city with an action plan to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. Additionally, Busan is introducing digital technologies to strengthen public safety and to make its various industrial sectors more intelligent. And here we have Daejeon. Daejeon announced the 2022 Smart City Daejeon Creation Action Plan to improve citizens' quality of life and the city's competitiveness. Under the DNA-based Smart City Daejeon vision, the city has built a cloud data hub to provide smart parking sharing and electric fire prevention. In 2019, the Korean government unveiled its first 5-year roadmap for smart city development, which contains 4 strategies and 14 follow-up tasks to implement the strategies. Now let me introduce the 4 strategies. First, to design and improve Korea's smart city model through its implementation of the 2 national pilot smart city projects. Second, to support technological and capacity development in relevant sectors to build the basis for future smart city development. Third, to nurture the ecosystem for smart city innovation through improvement of regulations, support for startups, and the promotion of cooperative governance. Fourth, to develop international cooperation and network to share Korea's smart city development experience with the world. The remainder of this session will focus more on the 4th agenda, to develop international cooperation and network to share Korea's smart city development experience with the world. With that, we'll better understand Korea's contributive diplomacy in a field of smart city building. Do you still remember the story of Jakarta? Korea's smart city consulting has been done in the new capital of Nusantara, as well as Clark in the Philippines, Tashkent in Uzbekistan, and more. The government provides technical support such as master plan and feasibility studies for overseas smart city projects to share Korea's urban development experience and knowledge on smart city. In Nusantara, basic plan for the Smart City project for Indonesia's new capital city took place in eastern Kalimantan of Borneo, which included Smart City Basic Plan and proposal of projects, integrated water resources management, and smart water management, and regional metropolitan transportation and smart urban transportation relocation of the new capital. In addition, Korea also operates the Smart City Cooperation Centers to boost Korea's smart city export. Currently, the centers are up and running in Bangkok, Hanoi, Jakarta, Istanbul, and Riyadh. Also, in the field of Korea's official development assistance, or ODA, the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transportation of Korea supports infrastructure or smart city projects in developing countries to contribute to their sustainable growth and development. To share Korea's practices and strengthen cooperation on infrastructure development, the Korean government invites high-level officials from partner countries for capacity building courses or master's program. As you see in this chart, Korea's volume of ODA for infrastructure building and city building have been consistently growing. However, at the same time, it's very important to understand concerns over cooperation in smart city building in the developing countries. Digital assistance can reproduce inequality. Improvements in smart city infrastructure do not produce a pro-poor growth effect, that is, a phenomenon in which average income increases while inequality decreases. Rather, it can lead to anti-poor growth effect in which average income increases but inequality widens. It is because living in smart cities is expensive. In terms of infrastructure, in order for the internet to remain sustainable, electricity and telecommunications must be secured, which is not given in most rural areas in developing countries. Devices like smartphones and tablets are costly. And data is also expensive, particularly in developing world. Additionally, and maybe even more importantly, using and getting benefited from ICT requires higher level of education and skills. In the end, those who enjoy the benefits of smart cities in developing countries are not the poor, low-educated, and unskilled people in rural areas. Rather, they are the already wealthy, highly educated, and skilled people who can afford to live in the smart cities in urban areas. A contradiction arises when technologies in smart cities, which was invested to reduce the digital divide, actually creates the cause of the development gap, thereby undermining social fairness. Also, we need to be aware that a technology-based smart city itself cannot be the answer. The complex process of urbanization is entangled with culture and politics. There cannot be a single technological solution to solve socioeconomic problems that many developing countries are facing today. In this session, we had a look at a number of leading smart cities in Korea, which include Seoul, Incheon, Busan, and Daejeon. Also, we talked about how the Korean government is utilizing its experiences of building smart cities in overseas cooperation. But I also emphasized that we have to be aware of the risks and danger of focusing too much on technological solutions. Yes, smart cities have lots of potential, and it can make life of citizens way greener and way more efficient. But we also need to understand that there is a danger of marginalizing the people living in cities. Thank you.